Today is something like February 26th, 2021, and I have a couple big picture things. I've just recorded this once. I think they'll come out better this time. Let me give it a shot. I have been in a bit of a conundrum with staking the past few weeks, and it's one of the reasons I haven't really put a lot of videos out, because in November, December, I had a very clear goal, and that was to promote solo staking. That was to encourage people to try the test nets, encourage client diversity, train people to install ETH2 clients, and basically build this big support network for ETH2 home validators. And I'll be honest, I'm very proud of the product, and I'm proud of what our ETHStaker team put into that, and I'm really proud of what we are today. So I want to send a huge shout out to Nolan, Patricio, Buddha, and Michael, who produces this video for me. So ETHStaker is a strong team. We've provided a lot of support to the community, and I'm proud of that. But we've reached this kind of transition where the people who are going to set up solo staking nodes pretty much have, and the people who don't aren't really likely to have that $40 or $50 or $60,000 of Ether to set up a staking node. So kind of what has happened is we've reached this lull where people who can stake with a full node have, and people who can't are just left waiting or left using a pool. And if you've listened to anything that I've said, I'm not ready to promote staking pools right now. And I've kind of thought of an analogy to explain why that is. Imagine that staking pools are adolescents. They're 14 years old. And many of them have good hearts, they have great intentions, they are really good organizations, but let's say that staking is like driving a car. Would you really be comfortable putting a 14-year-old behind a car and saying, I believe in you, drive me 100 miles down the road? Yeah, in many cases it can work, but it's really not a good idea. They need more time to mature, more time to develop, more time to understand life and how things work. And when they grow up a little, they'll really be ready to drive that car. That is how I see staking pools right now. They may be well-intentioned, many of them are great organizations, but because there hasn't been a lot of opportunity for them to develop over time, they're still immature products, and it's not a great idea to trust them with such a big responsibility yet. By saying I don't trust them, it doesn't mean that I don't like them, it just means that I don't believe they're ready for that responsibility. In time, I think that they will mature in several ways. So the first way they might mature is by holding deposits for a long time, they establish a track record of doing good business. That's great. There are many pools right now that have not been slashed and are doing a great job. But beyond that, I'm looking for an improvement in technology that allows them to operate more efficiently and more safely with user funds. And you know, you've heard me talk about Rocket Pool a lot, and it's because Rocket Pool is bringing about this trustless, decentralized, and open source staking pool. It's a great solution, but it's not the only thing that's coming up the alley. And I don't want to lose sight of this big goal for us, which is diverse staking by focusing on one or two solutions. It brings me to the crux of this video. There are two resources that I want you to check out, and the first one I want to bring up is the Secret Shared Validators call that was held about a week ago. I posted about this on Reddit and it didn't get a lot of traction, and I'm not really sure why, but Secret Shared Validators is an incredible opportunity, revolution, development in ETH2 that's going to significantly improve the security and safety of pool operation. And so it's a development that will support not just staking pools, but can also be used by home stakers. And I think that it's going to be developed in a way by some operators to decentralize staking pools even further. What I really want to see are staking pools who encourage home users to use a tool like Secret Shared Validators to promote decentralization of the network. And kind of what that means is it sort of means that 10 different people at home can run a staking node, and as they vote, as they cast votes, their computers will kind of combine signatures to pass this threshold that will send one shared vote. And so that means that none of those 10 individual operators has control over the coins, but together they can represent a validator and provide services to the network. And so I really look forward to secret shared validators being developed in several ways that will promote the greater decentralization and greater beacon chain health. So if you don't do anything that I say, I really would encourage you to check out the secret shared validators call linked below. I've listened to it twice. It is in plain language, and it is very understandable for people who don't really know a lot about Ethereum. What you're going to find out is that there are developments coming in the next few months that will allow for more safe, more robust staking by individuals and by pools, and I really think that's going to increase the diversity of pools that we can say, we can give that badge of faith to. Because we're not looking for trust, we're looking for faith. And by having a decentralized pool, we can place our faith knowing that they're handling our funds in a responsible way. The other thing that I want to talk about is the All Core Devs call that was held, I guess, like Friday, maybe 3 or 4 or 5 days ago, maybe a week ago. On this All Core Devs call, the developers from the ETH1 clients and the ETH2 clients began talking about how they can structure the merge and how a merge between ETH2 and ETH1 might look. And they talked a lot about some of the hard forks that are going to be coming up, the Berlin hard fork, the London hard fork. And so they're framing out this plan to merge ETH1 chain with the ETH2 consensus model that is now proof of stake. And their work is going very well. I would hazard to say that they're ahead of schedule, and we can feel good about a high likelihood that we'll see the merge sometime in 2022, just like we had hoped for. But I really want you to take a chance, listen to that All Core Devs call, pay attention to the dates. You're going to need to update your Ethereum 1 client several times. And so I think right now the best target time to plan that update is going to be around March 15th. So just kind of pencil in that week to say, make sure my ETH1 client, that's like Geth, Open Ethereum, make sure that they are updated, because without an update, they won't know about the hard fork and your ETH2 client will be left behind. It won't be disastrous, but for the health of the beacon chain, we want to make sure that everyone is updated and on target. You should hear a lot more about that from me later. I think that's all I wanted to say today. I left some parts out and I condensed some, but the two things that I want to get across to you are secret shared validators are coming. They are a fantastic big deal. Please become aware of them and pay attention to them. And the merge is coming, and it's important that we as a community get ready to look forward to the merge and know what to expect. As ETHStaker moves forward, we're going to work to be more inclusive of small validators or small stakers who may not have 32 Ether, but maybe even have 0.01 Ether to stake. We want to be a place where you can come to get support and answers. And honestly, right now, that answer is wait. But it's going to change very soon. A lot of new options are going up, and I can't wait to share those with you. Thanks. By the way, don't forget to join us at reddit.com/r/ETHStaker or in our Discord at invite.gg/ETHStaker. I do these State of the Stake videos every time I get myself in front of the camera. If you subscribe, then you can get a notification every time, because honestly, they don't have a huge shelf life, but I'd still love if you participated with us in the community. All right, take care.